So fit and proper person is a test that was abstracted from taxi licensing and alcohol licensing and stuffed into the HMO licensing and selective licensing test. So if you want to be a license holder, you must be a fit and proper person. And when I say person, I don't mean just in an individual sense, as a legal person. So a company can be fit and proper as well. Or if you want to be a manager of a property, so an agent in effect, and to take control of the management and rent collection, you have to be fit and proper. But it's a relational test, and this is where things get really difficult. Fairly obviously, it has to be a relational test, because if I'm found not to be fit and proper, then I could just hand all my properties over to my wife and she would just carry on. And of course I'd be saying to her, do this, do that, and of course my wife would tell me to shut up because that's what she normally does, but other people might not. So what you can't do is try to get round the fit and proper person test by getting someone else and be sitting behind the scenes controlling all the strings. But the difficulty about that is the way the relational test is expressed is it's anyone who's known to you. It's pretty wide. So the difficulty then is from a local authority perspective is where do you draw the line? So some local authorities take a pretty laissez-faire approach to fit and proper, but increasingly a lot of local authorities are taking a very aggressive approach to it. They're saying if you've been prosecuted at all for practically anything, we're just not prepared to consider you. I've got a couple of cases live at the moment where people were prosecuted, but they've actually been rehabilitated under the Rehabilitation of Offenders Act, and the local authority are still saying they're not fit and proper, even though technically they're probably not supposed to be able to consider the information. So that's going to the upper tribunal at the moment for consideration, and that'll be an interesting outcome. And then you've got this other situation is, well, if someone's parents are prosecuted, are their children acceptable? If a director of a company is prosecuted, is the company still acceptable if that director's left? Or if they're actually quite a minor director who has no real role in the letting of the property? Do all the staff need to be vetted? There are some local authorities in London who basically any member of staff involved in letting has to be vetted by us and proved, which is pretty expensive if you're a very, very big letting agent, for example, before we'll let you have a licence. So you get these really complex relational questions about fit and proper person. And these are slowly working through the courts and tribunals just now, and ultimately the answers will be interesting, but there's quite a wide range of dispute among local authorities about what's fit and what isn't at the moment. With regard to an HMO specifically, it is only licensable HMOs which have a fit and proper person test associated with them, and to be fit and proper, then generally speaking the local authority has to take things into consideration, but they will take into consideration offences you have committed and been prosecuted for, particularly offences around property, around dishonesty and sexual offences, and they will also take into account civil penalties. They're allowed to take into account a wide range of things. It depends though in each case how serious the offence was, how long ago it was, and what you've done to show you've improved your position by taking courses or whatever since. So in practice how this works, of course, is you have to declare these offences when you fill in a form for a licence. If the local authority later finds out you've lied about it, you can pretty much assume you won't be getting a licence. And there have been a few cases around situations where people had lied about it and then said they were still fit and they weren't, unsurprisingly. And then the local authority will have to consider each case. Sometimes they will ask you for more information, they may want to meet with you. It's a case-by-case thing, and local authorities really shouldn't have a fixed procedure in place because of course they should be making a decision on a case-by-case basis.